This is the topic, graphing a line in quadrant 1. At the time I'm posting this video, it was the #1 missed topic this week, and so it's a little ahead of where our class is right now, but I thought I'd go ahead and post a resource for you in case you're trying to do this on your own. So graphing a line, in order to graph a line, what we can do is we can look at our equation and plug in values for x and find out what y would be if x was that value. So in this equation, we have some very simple y equals x, which is incredibly simple equation, very short, and in fact it looks confusing because it is so short. Here is our graph. We are only working with quadrant 1. Lots of times we're looking at a graph that's like this so that we have negative numbers, and this would be quadrant 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but we are only over here right now, and so we're not going to worry about, normally I would put in my table of values maybe some negative numbers, but we're not going to have to worry about negative numbers in this problem. So looking at y equals x, if I put in x is 0, then y is going to have to be 0 also, right? So 0 equals 0. That is odd. If I put in x is 1, then y is going to also be 1. If I put in x is 2, y is going to be 2. If I put in x is 3, y is going to be 3, and if I put in x is 4, y is going to be 4. So in order to plot these, I can look over here. This, I'll put a little scale here so you can see what I'm looking at. Okay, that keeps going on forever. That's the x value. X is horizontal. And then looking at the y, this is also 0. It goes on and on forever. And y is vertical. Okay, let's go ahead and plot these points. If I want to plot x is 0 and y is 0, x is 0, y is 0 right there. Where x is 1, then y is 1, and so we have that point right here. Where x is 2 and y is 2, we're going to go up here. X is 3 and y is 3, goes here. 4 and 4. You can see this is a very predictable thing going on now. In fact, I'm plotting numbers that aren't even on my chart, because this would go on forever, and the whole numbers aren't the only ones that are on there. We would have 1/2 and 1/2 and every decimal in between, but we don't need them, and the whole numbers are a lot easier to work with. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line that goes through these dots and continues on forever. So that is the line. Let's look at another problem. What if I have something like this, y equals x plus 3? So let's draw a graph here. And this is going to be x. This is going to be y. And we want to look at this. Let's just, the values will be the same here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to draw a little table of values, x and y. So in this case, if, let's say x is 0, we would have this, y equals 0 plus 3. So y is going to equal 3. Okay, what if x equals 1? y equals 1. So see, I'm just plugging in this number instead of the x, plus 3. So y is going to equal 4. What if x equals 2? Y equals 2 plus 3, or y equals 5. And so on. You can do this forever. We actually don't need more than, technically, 2 of them to make a line. But, okay, so let's plot this. If x is 0, that's right here, and y is 3, then we are going to go 1, 2, 3. That line is actually right here on the y-axis. If x is 1, that's right here. You can see me coloring. And y is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Goes right here. If x is 2 and y is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember that x, you go to the left or the right and you do this first. And then y goes up and down and you do this second. Okay, always. And then I am ready to draw line. Lines continue on straight. So I'm going to do this and put an arrow. And that is what the line y equals x plus 3 looks like. All right, you might be done with this and want to just go back to work, but we can work another one. It looks like this. This is a little more complicated, maybe. Y equals 3x plus 2. We're going to be graphing that, so I'll go ahead and draw a graph. This is x. This is y. Here's my table of values. And I'm going to do the same thing. 0, 1, 2, maybe 3, just to be clear. And so if y equals 3, and I'm plugging in 0 times x plus 2. 3 times 0, this is order of operations, right? 3 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 2 is 2. Y equals 2. Okay, I'm going to plug in y equals 3 times 1 instead of x plus 2. Order of operations here, 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2, y equals 5. Okay, see, each x has its own y. These are functions. Y equals 3 times 2 plus 2. We're just doing this over and over. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 2, y equals 8. And one more, if I were to plug in 3, I'd have 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. And again, you really don't have to have very many of these to get it right. All right, x is 0 is right here. Y is 2, 1, 2. It's called the y-intercept because it's crossing the y-axis. X is 1, y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where x is 2, y is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I want to draw a line right through these. Put an arrow on it because it goes on forever. And that's what this line looks like. It goes up a little bit steep like that. And hopefully this is helpful. And now you can maybe practice graphing a line in quadrant 1 in Alex yourself.